I remember that the first game I ever got for the Xbox 360 was Halo 3. And to this day, I still think it's the best multiplayer game I've ever played. Halo 3 will go down as one of the best games ever made, and my personal favorite game. When Microsoft bought Bungie back in the early 2000s, they could have never imagined that Halo would become such a huge game. Even when Bungie left to go make Destiny, they gave the reins of one of the biggest franchises in the world to 343 Industries. Let me just say that Halo is one of my all-time favorite games I've ever played, the series. And it's because I like the series and love the game so much that I'm doing this. Topping Bungie's ending to Halo 3 was going to be difficult, but for the most part, 343 achieved this in Halo 4. Halo 4 was critically acclaimed and sold thousands of copies worldwide. But how much of that was due to Bungie's record with the first 3 games? I guess we'll never know. I think if you're going to find people with opposing opinions on Halo 4, it has mostly to do with the multiplayer aspect and not the campaign. One of the biggest changes, an honest slap in the faces, was custom loadouts. No longer did you have to run to get the battle rifle, you could just spawn with one. Not only that, but those super weapons, such as sniper rifles and rocket launchers that normally you have to run to get, were completely taken out. Now, all you have to do is simply call in an orbital drop to get these weapons. Which, don't get me wrong, the idea of orbital drops is fine, but not for your super weapons. Those should be fought over. I'm mentioning these especially because, for the most part, back in the old days of Halo 3, most Halo fans and Call of Duty fans did not like the opposing games. There was a kind of war between the two, if you want to call it that. So it's strange that they would add custom loadouts, something that Call of Duty has in a game like Halo, which many players were proud about not having. 343 did fix these things coming into Halo 5, but they replaced it with something far, 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 far worse. The Halo 5 Req System. What's even more insulting, especially to Halo players and all Xbox players, is just how they try to hide it in this terrible PR video. They know that this is immersion breaking, that this is detrimental to the game, that it is a pay-to-win feature, and that's why this video was made before the game came out. They know that it's detrimental to the multiplayer experience and detrimental to the players that there are now microtransactions in the games. They know that it has a negative effect, but all they care about is money. They want to get on top of, CS:GO box skins. Now we have games like Rocket League. This microtransaction craze, this pack opening craze, is starting to infiltrate our AAA games. If I was 343 and Microsoft came to me with these microtransactions, I would have said,
"Yeah, you're not."
Crazy fool.
Microtransactions have no place in full retail games, and especially no place in any Halo game. 343 should be ashamed of themselves and should beg Bungie for forgiveness for what they've done to an amazing franchise. I know I'm going to get a lot of grief from new Halo players, fans that have just started with 4, and I can understand you're protective of your quotations new game, but us old Halo fans have been playing since the first one came out, since the first trilogy. So I think our opinion also matters. The Halo 5 ad campaign also seemed to be very dishonest. It seemed like they were building up between this massive fight between Spartan Locke, and Master Chief, and it just never materialized into anything. Maybe it's for something for the next game, but if it was for this game, I think it was very misleading. Even more insulting than that was the fact that, as the Master Chief, you only get to play a few missions with him. And for 343, no one's playing this game to play as Spartan Locke, or for the matter, really any other person except for Master Chief, the Spartan that has saved the planet countless times and is basically unkillable. Halo is all about Master Chief. He is the main protagonist, whether you like it or not. He is what the game is about. I do have a lot of criticisms for 343 for what they've done to a once historic franchise, a franchise that once paved the way in multiplayer and in storytelling, especially in first-person shooters. It's just really sad to see a franchise that I loved a lot in the early days of gaming take such a turn like this, and that's why I made this video, because I want it to be better. I want it to change. I am certainly not interested in buying Halo as it is right now, Halo 5, and I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm certainly not giving up on, like I said, Halo 3, my favorite game I've ever played. I'm certainly not giving up on one of my most favorite franchises ever, and neither should you.
Yeah, you're not.
Crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces.